Kendrick Lamar addressed Lil Wayne on his new album, and he isn't happy about it.
Used to bump the Carter 3, I held my rollie chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down.
I want to be on stage for the Super Bowl, and I worked my ass off to get that position, and it was ripped away from me.
When Kendrick Lamar was passed over, again, by the Grammys, the hip-hop world stirred. But no one expected Lil Wayne to respond the way he did. Declining the Super Bowl wasn't just a headline, it was a statement. What do these two rap icons really think about the industry? Their connection runs deeper than fans ever knew. This isn't just about awards. This is about respect, legacy, and the quiet war shaping hip-hop's future. When Lil Wayne turned down the Super Bowl halftime show, fans were confused. This was the biggest stage in the world. Millions watching, a historic chance. But for Wayne, it wasn't just another gig. Something deeper was going on. Insiders claimed it had nothing to do with contracts or scheduling. It was a move rooted in principle. Wayne felt the culture was under attack, and Kendrick's Grammy snub, that was the last straw. Wayne's silence said more than any Instagram post ever could. Lil Wayne has always had a complicated relationship with the industry. He's won Grammys, yes, but he's also seen how politics, not talent, often drives the decisions. Back in 2009, despite the iconic Thaw Carter 3, Wayne felt slighted even in his wins. Fast forward to 2023, when Kendrick's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers Lost Album of the Year, it struck a chord with Wayne. He saw a younger version of himself getting the same treatment, and he'd had enough. Lil Wayne and Kendrick don't flaunt their friendship, but behind closed doors, there's respect. Wayne has often praised Kendrick as a true lyricist, rare in today's game. So when the Grammys once again overlooked real artistry, Wayne took it personally. Declining the Super Bowl wasn't about ego. It was about loyalty to the craft, to the culture, and to a fellow MC who deserves better. Wayne's decision might have cost him a spotlight, but it won him the streets. Kendrick Lamar doesn't rage on social media. He doesn't drop diss posts or rants. But make no mistake, when he gets snubbed, it hurts. After Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers lost out, Kendrick said nothing. But sources close to him say he felt the betrayal, not because he needed another trophy, but because his message, his work, his truth was once again ignored by an institution that claims to honor the best. This wasn't Kendrick's first heartbreak with the Grammys. In 2014, he famously lost Best Rap Album to Macklemore. Despite dropping Good Kid, M.A.A.D. City, a modern-day classic, even Macklemore apologized publicly. Kendrick never responded, but that scar never healed. So, when history repeated in 2023, it wasn't just another loss. It was a reminder that even greatness isn't always enough. Kendrick's silence wasn't weakness. It was a mirror, held up to an industry that still doesn't get it. For Kendrick, awards are small talk. His music is therapy, protest, poetry. It's about the message, not the applause. But still, when that message gets ignored, it hits hard. Sources said Kendrick nearly declined attending the Grammys altogether, but he showed up, stayed quiet, and walked away with less than he deserved. In the aftermath, when Wayne refused the Super Bowl, Kendrick didn't say a word, but the message between them was loud and clear. We're done playing by their rules. After turning down the Super Bowl, Wayne stopped taking calls from major industry figures. Labels, sponsors, and even NFL reps tried reaching out, but Wayne had made up his mind. He wasn't interested in being used to clean up the same industry that disrespected real artists like Kendrick. Sources say even some close to Wayne questioned the move. But to him, this was bigger than a performance. It was about integrity. He'd rather lose a bag than lose his voice. Behind closed doors, Wayne's decision sent shockwaves through the music elite. It wasn't just a canceled gig. It was a message. Executives whispered about him being difficult. But fans saw something else, a legend standing up for another. Kendrick reportedly reached out to thank Wayne. The two didn't need to speak much, just a simple acknowledgement between two kings in a game that often forgets who built the throne. Wayne may have walked away from the Super Bowl, but he didn't walk away quietly. A week later, he dropped a freestyle. Nothing official, just a leak. But the bars were sharp. They want a goat for the circus? I ain't jumping through hoops. Fans caught the shade instantly. Wayne didn't need a press release. He made it clear he wasn't here for clout. He was here to protect the culture, and if that meant missing out on glitz, so be it. Kendrick may seem distant, but he's always listening. Sources say after the Grammy loss, he spent days holed up with his team, quietly analyzing what went wrong. There were no tantrums, no statements, just reflection. Kendrick doesn't chase accolades, he creates movements. But this time, he felt like the message had been dismissed. That pain didn't just sit with him, it spread, especially to artists like Wayne who saw it and felt the same disrespect. To Kendrick, awards have always been secondary, but Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers wasn't just an album, it was therapy on wax. Deep, vulnerable, layered. And when that level of truth gets overlooked, it doesn't just hurt, it distorts what the industry elevates. Kendrick didn't release a statement, but the silence spoke volumes. He's been in this cycle before, but this time, something broke. Not his confidence, but his trust in the system. What the Grammys failed to recognize, Kendrick turned into fuel. He immediately returned to the studio, not to chase validation, but to sharpen his voice. Those close to him said his next project would be even more unapologetic, less industry, and more raw Kendrick. He wasn't just ignoring the system now, he was planning to dismantle it with every verse. Wayne's support didn't go unnoticed, and fans began to see this moment not as a setback, but a revolution. Wayne never said the word boycott, but his actions screamed it. Behind the scenes, he declined offers from award shows, festivals, and even brands affiliated with the Recording Academy. It wasn't just about Kendrick anymore. It was about a system that rewards flash over substance. His absence from these events became its own form of protest. He wasn't making noise, he was making a statement. Industry execs were rattled. When Wayne moves, the culture pays attention. Younger artists began speaking up too, questioning why certain rappers win while the ones who push boundaries get ignored. Podcasts started buzzing with the topic. Did Wayne start a silent rebellion? They asked. The answer was clear. Something was shifting, and Wayne was at the center of it. Out of nowhere, an unexpected voice chimed in, J. Cole. In a brief IG Live, he mentioned how Wayne had put his foot down and how Kendrick's loss was another reminder. Suddenly, the story wasn't just about one Grammy snub or one declined Super Bowl. It was about a growing fracture in hip-hop's relationship with corporate institutions. And Wayne, he had just lit the match. While the world debated Wayne's moves, Kendrick remained quiet. No interviews, no tweets, no freestyles, just stillness. But in Kendrick's case, silence is never empty. It's preparation. Insiders revealed he was working with tight-knit producers on something completely different, refusing to let executives hear a single preview. The rejection he felt wasn't just personal, it was a turning point in how he viewed fame. Kendrick was spotted in LA at a private gathering of Black creatives, poets, visual artists, independent filmmakers. It wasn't a listening party, it was a think tank. Kendrick didn't want sympathy, he wanted strategy. Sources say he's planning a project that will challenge how music is consumed, something immersive, visual, and completely outside the traditional release system. And fans, they're hungry for it. Kendrick has always moved like a chess player, 10 steps ahead. His silence and Wayne's defiance weren't isolated events. They were pieces of a larger game. This wasn't just about an award snub or a missed performance. This was about ownership, independence, and reshaping hip-hop's future. Kendrick wasn't trying to reclaim a crown. He was building a new kingdom entirely. Lil Wayne sat with close friends in Miami, reflecting on his own path. He'd helped build empires. Young Money, Drake, Nicki, but this Kendrick situation cut deeper. Wayne started wondering, had his generation helped create a system that now punished originality? His support for Kendrick wasn't just solidarity, it was a correction, a statement to protect artists who remind him of himself in his prime. Wayne's phone rang constantly. Managers, PR firms, and even label heads. Everyone wanted him to clarify his stance, to backtrack, but he wouldn't. When Wayne believes in something, he doesn't blink. It wasn't about the Grammy or even the Super Bowl. It was about rewriting the script for how hip-hop rewards true artists. The same gatekeepers who once doubted Wayne were now scared of his silence. Out of nowhere, Wayne dropped a loose single on SoundCloud. No rollout, no promo. The lyrics, razor-sharp jabs at fake accolades, award shows, and puppet platforms. It wasn't an official diss, but fans knew what time it was. "Don't give me a trophy, you bot. I'd rather get bars from Kendrick than nods from Suits," he rapped. Subtle, poetic, and cutting. Wayne had entered the conversation again. Then came Kendrick's counterpunch. Not a diss track, but a teaser. A short black and white video surfaced, clips of protests, award shows, Super Bowl crowds, then Kendrick staring into the camera. A voiceover. What's applause if it ain't from your people? Fans exploded. Was this a doc? A visual album? Nobody knew. But it was clear Kendrick was reclaiming his story, his way. Sources close to Kendrick revealed more. He'd turned down several major streaming deals to retain control over distribution. He didn't want a platform to define his message. Instead, he planned to release his new project directly to fans, a strategy inspired by Prince, Nipsey Hussle, and yes, Lil Wayne. This wasn't just about making music. Kendrick was building a movement. As the tension simmered, the culture began to split. Some backed the industry status quo, defending the Grammys and Super Bowl for recognizing legends. Others sided with Wayne and Kendrick, arguing that true legends don't need validation from corporations. Comment sections, podcasts, and reaction videos lit up. The real war wasn't between Kendrick and the Recording Academy. It was about the soul of hip-hop itself. After his vocal support for Kendrick, Wayne noticed calls drying up. One endorsement campaign was quietly pulled, a brand collab mysteriously delayed. It wasn't a coincidence. The industry had a way of punishing defiance. But Wayne didn't flinch. He'd been the outcast before. This was just another cycle. "I wasn't invited to no table," he told a friend. "I built mine." He'd stand by Kendrick even if it cost him millions. Kendrick went dark. No tweets, no interviews. But everywhere, murals, TikToks, podcast debates, his name exploded. His silence became strategy, a mystery that drew people closer. Fans speculated about hidden meanings in past verses. Analysts dissected his interviews from years ago. Kendrick had turned himself into a symbol of resistance, of art over algorithm. He didn't need to say anything. The culture was speaking for him. In a rare sit-down podcast, Wayne opened up about the new generation. "They watching Kendrick. I hope they watching why," he said. For once, Wayne sounded like a teacher, not just a performer. He praised Kendrick not just for bars, but for bravery. "Sometimes being silent is louder than a verse," he admitted. For an artist who made his name with punchlines, Wayne now admired restraint. Without warning, Kendrick released a short film online. No label, no press. It featured footage of protests, Kendrick in Compton, Grammy clips, and a voiceover. "When they don't give you the crown, build your own kingdom." The message was clear. He'd moved on from industry politics. The film ended with a powerful line: "We don't need their shows. We make the culture." It went instantly viral. Behind the scenes, Wayne and Kendrick finally connected. No cameras, no promo. Just two titans talking legacy. Sources say Wayne told Kendrick, "Keep doing it your way. You ain't gotta play their game." Kendrick replied, "You did it first." They agreed to stop letting awards define them. They wouldn't collaborate, not yet. But this was bigger than music. This was the start of something untouchable. The movement had already begun. Fans organized their own People's Awards live stream. TikTok creators highlighted underappreciated bars. Independent artists started ditching labels for creative freedom. What started as a Grammy snub became a rebellion. Kendrick lit the fuse. Wayne protected the fire. Together, they changed the conversation. Not just about accolades, but about ownership, power, and respect. And the culture? It listened.